Welcome back. Today, we're going to be learning some fun new words about boats as we read Ferryboat Ride. Have you ever been on a ferry? I have. It's a lot of fun, and this book does a great job of giving us new words to learn about a boat. You ready? Our summer island is way out at sea, too far for any bridge to cross. That's why we take the ferry boat. Okay, there's the ferry. And there's the island, way out there. I'll meet you up in the boat, I'll meet you up in the bow, my father says, as he waits his turn to back our car onto the ferry. Bow is what you call the front of the boat. Stern is what you call the back. Okay, can you say that with me? Bow is the front, stern is the back. Lots of people come aboard bringing bicycles and backpacks, totes and duffels and coolers. A forklift brings heavy cartons aboard. We climb the port stairs to the upper deck. Port is the left side of a boat and starboard is the right. Our ferry is named the Juliana B. Boats are always called she. I don't know why. We watch as the last car drives aboard, then the gate is shut across the ramp. So port is the left side of the boat. Starboard is the right. Bow is the front, stern is the back, port is the left, starboard the right. I hear the Juliana B engine start to rumble. I feel it throbbing below the deck. Water around the ferry swirls in circles. The captain blasts the whistle. A baby starts to cry when he hears that noise. That baby's so little. I'll bet he's never been on the ferry before, but I have. I've heard the captain give 3 blasts of the whistle announcing we're leaving the harbor every single summer since I was born. We decide to sit on the upper deck and my father finds us. Now we're underway. I stand at the starboard rail, remember starboard is the right, and watch as the captain steers the ferry carefully out of the harbor. Little sailboats are sailing in the cove. The lighthouse at the end of the long point is flashing. I put on my windbreaker and zip it up tight. The waves are bigger, for now we're out at sea. The triangular bow cuts through the water, turning it white and frothy. I wish I could see a whale. My mother says that she once did. It was swimming alongside the ferry when she was a little girl. There's the ferry. There's the lighthouse. But suddenly, I can't see anything. The horizon between sea and sky is gone. Our ferry is wrapped in gray and fuzzy fog. No R, just fog. Sea spray drips from the rail. The foghorn sounds, and somewhere another boat sounds her foghorn too. Another does, and then another. There must be lots of boats out there, but I can't see a single one. So she's looking. She's even, look at, standing on tiptoes looking, but it's just gray above the water. The radar antenna above the pilot house turns around and around, telling our captain where other boats are near. The ferry rises and falls with the waves while the foghorn blows and blows. But now no foghorn answers us. We're all alone in this part of the sea. A wake of white water races alongside the ferry, and I hear the loud swish of the waves. Our foghorn goes on blowing, and from somewhere I finally hear a lone foghorn answer. A long, deep, muffled sound. A voice like fog. Suddenly, I see a smudge of white and a gleam of yellow. A lobster boat piled with traps looms out of the gray. People on deck wear bright yellow aprons. The boat wallows in the waves, drops a trap, then turns, trailing a long white wake of water. Soon, something shimmers in the gray water below me. No, it can't be. It's much too small to be a whale. I think it must be a school of little shiny silverfish. But it's not. It's sunshine. Just like that, the fog is gone. Far in the distance, I see something. Look, do you see it way off there? I point toward the horizon. Everyone comes to the rail to look. Our summer island rises from the blue and sparkling sea. So everybody on the ship looking, the ferry, and there's their island off right here. Seagulls soar into the sunlight, squealing and mewing alongside the ferry. I toss a pretzel over the rail. One smart seagull catches it in midair. There's our main character. We don't know her name. There's the seagull with the pretzel. A big red buoy to starboard rises and falls with the waves and the wake of the boat, clanging its bell as it rocks. I can see seaweed and mussels and barnacles clinging below the buoy's dark waterline. Lots of things live hidden beneath the water, even the whale I didn't see. The red buoy tells the captain we're entering the narrow channel that leads to the island's harbor. So right there. The engine grows quieter as the Juliana B slows down. Soon I can make out the beach where we swim, the old hotel where weekenders stay, and the lighthouse high on the bluff. From the port side, remember, left side, I see a bright green light at the end of the jetty. People fishing from the jetty wave to us. The captain blasts the whistle to tell the harbor master that we're going to dock. Then the ferry stops. For a moment, she is still and quiet while the water twirls around and around. Then the engine rumbles and roars again, and the Juliana B turns all the way around. A ramp comes down with a clang, and our stern lurches up to it. The engine stops for good this time. Everything is quiet except for the people on shore calling to passengers on board the ferry. The crew tosses huge loops of rope around tall pilings rising from the water. Now the ferryboat is secured to shore. A seagull heads straight for the clam shack with the red and white awning that's up the hill from the parking lot. Why is the seagull going there? My father goes below deck to where the cars are. My mother and I watch them drive off the ferry. As soon as the very last car has bumped and rolled over and off the ramp, all the passengers go down the stairs. They take bicycles, backpacks, duffels, coolers, and totes ashore with them. The Juliana B is empty now. Our ferry looks very big in the little harbor. I sniff the island air. I love the way it smells. Part like the sea and part like gardens that grow on land. Salt air always makes me hungry, my father says, as soon as my mother and I get into the car. How about you? Shall we stop for some clam cakes before we go to the cottage? Yes, we say. So that's exactly what we do. All right, your gold nugget for today is that you are an adventurer. Every time you're able to go and try something new, that's an adventure, and you were made to be an adventurer. So can you say that with me? I am an adventurer, because you are. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do that below. Leave me a comment. If there's a story that you really enjoyed, you can tell me what you like about it. Give it a thumbs up if it's a book that you really enjoyed. If you want to be alerted to when a new story is available, make sure and click the red bell icon. It is so wonderful to be here every day with you reading stories. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. And we will see you back here tomorrow.